Hello everyone, I'm Julian Assange's half-brother Gabriel. In January this year, Julian won his extradition case. The judge ruled that extradition to the USA is by any measure a sentence to death. My brother is charged with 17 counts under the 1917 Espionage Act, which carries a maximum sentence of 175 years in prison. The US DOJ have appealed the extradition rejection, and Julian was refused bail. He is now in his third year of prison in the UK and 11th year of detainment after uncountable FUD and regulatory attacks. Why is this happening to Julian? Because he flipped the lens of surveillance, so the surveillors became the surveilled, and made a world where people who do wrong in the public name got found out. Thanks. A Bitcoin OG, the website Julian founded in 2006, WikiLeaks, remains the use case for Bitcoin as uncensorable freedom of speech money. We had planned to read a letter today to you from Julian. Unfortunately, the years of what the UN has found to be psychological or no-touch torture have taken their toll on my brother. Julian suggested we read you a call to cryptographic arms, the intro from his book, Cypherpunks, Freedom and the Future of the Internet. So I'll read that now. The world is descending into a transnational dystopia, a development not properly recognized outside the national security circles, hidden by secrecy, complexity, and scale. The Internet, our greatest tool of emancipation, transformed into the most dangerous facilitator of totalitarianism we have ever seen. The Internet threatens human civilization. These transformations have come about silently because those who know what is going on work in the global surveillance industry and have no incentive to speak out. Left to its own trajectory, global civilization will be a postmodern surveillance dystopia. Escape for all but the most skilled individuals will be impossible. While many writers have considered what the Internet means for global civilization, they are wrong. They are wrong because they do not have a sense of perspective that direct experience brings. They are wrong because they have never met the enemy. We have met the enemy. Over the last 6 years, WikiLeaks has had conflicts with nearly every powerful state. We know the new surveillance state from an insider's perspective because we have plumbed its secrets. We know it from a combatant's perspective because we have had to protect our people. We know it from a global perspective because we have people, assets, information in nearly every country. We know it from the perspective of time because we have been fighting this phenomenon for years and have seen it double and spread again and again. It is an invasive parasite growing fat off societies that merge with the Internet. It is rolling over the planet, infecting all states and peoples before it. But what can be done? Once upon a time, in a place that was neither here nor there, we, the constructors and citizens of the young Internet, discussed the future of our new world. We saw the relationships between all people were being mediated by our new world, and that the nature of states, which are defined by how people exchange information, economic value, and force, would also change. We saw the merger between existing state structures and the Internet created an opening to change the nature of states. First, recall that states are systems through which coercive force flows. Factions within a state may compete for support, leading to democratic surface phenomena, but the underpinnings of states are systematic application and avoidance of violence. Land ownership, property rights, rents, dividends, taxations, court fines, censorship, copyright, and trademarks are all enforced by threatened application of state violence. Most of the time, we are not even aware of how close to violence we are, because we all grant concessions to avoid it. Like sailors smelling the breeze, we rarely contemplate how our surface world is propped up from below by darkness. In the new space of the Internet, what would be the mediator of coercive force? Does it even make sense to ask this question? In this otherworldly space, the seemingly platonic realm of ideas and information flows, could there be a notion of coercive force? A force that could modify historical records, tap phones, separate people, transform complexity into rubble, and erect walls like an occupying army. The platonic nature of the internet, ideas and information flows, is debased by its physical origins. Its foundations are fibre optic cable lines stretching across the ocean floors, satellites spinning over our heads, computer servers housed in cities from New York to Nairobi. Like the soldier who slew Archimedes with a mere sword, so too could armed militia take control of the peak development of Western civilization, our platonic realm. The new world of the internet, extracted from the old world of brute atoms, longed for independence. But states and their friends moved to control our new world by controlling its physical underpinnings. The state, like an army around an oil well or a customs agent extracting bribes at a border, would soon learn to leverage its control of physical space to gain control over our platonic realm. It would prevent the independence we had dreamed of, and then squatting on fibre optic lines and around satellite ground stations, it would go on to mass intercept the information flow of our new world. Its very essence, even as every human, economic and political relationship embraced it. The state would leach into the veins and arteries of our new societies, gobbling up every relationship expressed or communicated, every web page read, every message sent, every thought Googled, and then store this knowledge, billions of interceptions a day, undreamed of power, in a vast, top-secret warehouses forever. It would go on to mine and mine again this treasure, the collective private intellectual output of humanity, with ever more sophisticated search and pattern-finding algorithms, enriching the treasure and maximizing the power imbalance between interceptors and the world of interceptees. And then the state would reflect what it had learned back into the physical world, to start wars, to target drones, to manipulate the UN and trade deals, and to do favours for its vast connected network of industries, insiders and cronies. But we discovered something, our one hope against total domination, a hope that with courage, insight and solidarity we could use to resist, a strange property of the physical universe that we live in. The universe believes in encryption. It is easier to encrypt information than it is to decrypt it. We saw that we could use this strange property to create the laws of the new world, to abstract away our new platonic realm from its base underpinnings of satellites and undersea cables and their controllers, to fortify our space behind a cryptographic veil, to create new lands barred to those who control physical reality, because to follow us into them would require infinite resources. And in this manner, we would declare independence. The universe believes in atomic bombs and nuclear reactors. They are a phenomenon the universe blesses, like salt, sea, or stars. Similarly, the universe, our physical universe, has the property that makes it possible for an individual or a group of individuals to reliably, automatically, even without knowing, encipher something so that all the resources and all the political will of the strongest superpower on Earth may not decipher it. The paths of encipherment between people can mesh together to create regions free from the coercive force of the outer state, free from mass interception, free from state control. In this way, people can oppose their will to that of a fully mobilized superpower and win. Encryption is an embodiment of the laws of physics, and it does not listen to the bluster of states, even transnational surveillance dystopias. It isn't obvious that the world had to work this way, but somehow the universe smiles on encryption. Cryptography is the ultimate form of non-violent direct action. While nuclear-armed states can exert unlimited violence over even millions of individuals, strong cryptography means that a state, even by exercising unlimited violence, cannot violate the intent of individuals to keep secrets from them. Strong cryptography can resist an unlimited application of violence. No amount of coercive force will ever solve a math problem. But could we take this strange fact about the world and build it up to be a basic emancipatory building block for the independence of mankind in a platonic realm of the internet? And as societies merge with the internet, could that liberty then be reflected back into physical reality to redefine the state? Recall that states are systems which determine where and how coercive force is consistently applied. The question of how much coercive force can seep in the platonic realm of the internet from the physical world is answered by cryptography and the cypherpunk ideals. As states merge with the internet and the future of our civilization becomes the future of the internet, we must redefine force relations. If we do not, the universality of the internet will merge global humanity into one giant grid of mass surveillance and mass control. It is time to take up the arms of our new world, to fight for ourselves and for those we love. Our task is to secure self-determination where we can, to hold back the coming dystopia where we cannot, and if all else fails, to accelerate its destruction. My father and I will be here all weekend, so just come and see us to talk about Julian, or talk about Julian with your friends and family. We're raising money for Julian's Defence Fund. There'll be a Bitcoin QR code up there that you can donate directly to. We're trying to raise $2 million for Julian's appeal, which is coming up before the end of the year. So we really need to build on the success of the extradition rejection and win the appeal as well. Thank you everyone. And, free Ross, free Julian Assange.
Hello everyone, I'm Julian's father. We're on this tour of the United States, partaking of the hospitality of people up and down the East Coast and the West Coast to bring freedom for Julian. But the United Nations Rapporteur on Torture declared that we are witnessing a slow motion murder of Julian over these 11 years. So to prevent this, and we're fighting successfully, I have to ask you to donate. And there's a QR code and a couple of websites which we'll hand around a leaflet and flyers and cards. But please donate. And this will ensure that a power that you have reticulates into Julian's freedom and consequently protects us against arbitrary attacks of states and their Department of Justice. I think we call it lawfare. So please donate, and thank you very much for your hospitality and attention. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you.